College application success tips. How to choose the best extracurricular activities to stack the odds in your favor. Did you know you can turn almost any hobby into an extracurricular activity? Anything worth talking about, a website, or a business, a fundraising drive, or an unusual hobby can be converted into a topic you can write about for college. Having said that, research has shown that some extracurriculars impress admissions officers more than others. Check out our step-by-step on choosing and writing about passions that can increase your chances of landing that coveted college acceptance letter. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic today, if you were to ask me. And if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about college application success tips, how to choose the best extracurricular activities to stack the odds in your favor. Let's first define what an extracurricular activity is. This is almost anything that is not required for high school credit or paid employment that you do while you're in high school. These activities are very important because they can turn out later on to be the foundation of future success. So when you're applying for college, for example, they might ask you what kind of extracurriculars you have, because those activities are great because they help you develop your talents, interests, passions, and most important, personality. They can also teach you practical skills like leadership management, team management, and time management. There are a lot of options out there when it comes to extracurriculars, so you don't have to be limited to one or two options. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to reach out to your college or to your high school rather for referral or for information on extracurricular. You can actually find your own extracurricular activity anywhere. If you're doing something with the family, something that you enjoy, or you're doing something in the community that you enjoy, you're helping other people, you're improving the life of others, you're doing something with pets, with animals, all of those activities can be converted into an extracurricular activity. Now, what does not necessarily count as an extracurricular activity? This is any interest of yours that is very self-centered, right? That is not going to benefit others. Remember, when it comes to extracurricular, we're talking things that benefits the whole world, benefit others, benefit your community, or things you're doing with other people. So anything that focuses exclusively on you will definitely not going to make the cut, right? So if you have to really contort to find justification for something being an extracurricular, I think the litmus test here is you have to ask yourself, is this benefiting other people? Is this helping the whole world, my community? Is this helping my family, other people, or other beings? It can be also the environment. So it could be other people, other animals, other, the planets, the ecosystem, right? So you want to improve things for others. So for instance, if you're improving your hair quality, or you're improving your face, or you're improving your fashion style, that's not going to qualify for extracurricular activity. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are also having a conversation today around extracurricular activities. In the last section, I just defined for you what an extracurricular activity is. Now let's just talk. Let me give you a list of extracurriculars by category. Now this list is categorized into clusters so that you can find your match a lot easier. I recommend that you skim all the extracurricular activities that I'm going to mention in this video, in case those do not suit your needs or passions or interest. Right now, if you don't have anything here that interests you in this show, you can always ask for charities. You can always reach out to charities in your area, or community groups, or any nonprofit, anything that improves the lives of others, the lives of animals, the lives of not the lives of the environment, but improves the environment. All of those things will qualify for extracurriculars. And I would strongly encourage you to reach out to folks and see what's out there that you can do to make a contribution to your community. There is always something to do. If you love the clarity and the content of the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be informed whenever we drop a new show. And we do this every single day, rain or shine. Comment below, share, and like. Now, when it comes to extracurriculars, let me just give you a few items here by category. So, academic. These activities are based on a certain academic subject and include both clubs and competitive teams. For example, you can have the architecture club, the economics club, the engineering club, the English club. It can be the National Honor Society, peer tutoring, poetry club, physics clubs, robotics club, science national honors society. So you can see that all of those are based on academic subjects. Right now, this is for the clubs. Let's talk about the competitive teams. So you have academic triathlon, you have the American Regions Math League, the Clean Tech Competition, the Creative Communication Poetry Contest, the Math League, and so on and so forth. There are gazillions of clubs and competitive teams in the United States and Canada, but I'm just giving you an idea, so this could help you do the search yourself. And Google is a great tool right now where you can find more clubs or competitive teams that are suitable for you for your goals. Let's move on to another category, art. So these activities, art activities allow you to express yourself artistically, right? It could be on paper, on stage, through a lens, and through several other media. So animation, drama club, graphic design, sculpture, sewing, weaving, woodworking, fashion design, blacksmithing, and so on and so forth. Let's move on to the cultural and language category. These extracurricular activities will help you reconnect with your roots or allow you to get a taste of the world's diversity without ever leaving home. There are gazillions of cultural and language related activities you can participate in. Let's talk about some of the top ones here. You have the Chinese club, the French club, the African American student alliances and clubs, the Latin club, the International Food Club, the South Asian Student Society, the Spanish Club, the Russian Club, and so on and so forth. It really depends, right? All those clubs are based on roots and cultural affinity. Let's move on to another club, the community. So these activities will allow you to get involved in your community. So you have kids helping kids, for example, the YMCA, Do Something, community festivals. You have Key Club, Leo Club, and Mountaineers Club. Sisters on the Rhineway, those are great clubs. Government. Now, if you're interested in making a difference in your school, community, or on a larger scale through policy, you can try a government-related activity to see if this could be a career interest for you, right? So things like student council. You can get involved in your high school in the student council, student government, community youth board, for example. You have leadership. If the leadership extracurricular activities could be a fit if you are a natural leader, you are skilled at motivating people, directing, or inspiring others. So we have the National Beta Club, the Peer Leadership Club. Another category we found very interesting is the Media Club. So if you love communicating, you love writing, you can consider getting involved in a media activity to help bring news and information to your school or community. So this could be the school or local newspaper. You can participate, you can work for the school or local television channel. You can work on a movie. You can be on a yearbook committee. You can work on a school or local magazine or journal, and so on and so forth. Military. If you want to learn about leadership, teamwork, discipline, perseverance, persistence, resilience, then you may be interested in a military-based extracurricular. For example, junior ROTC, right? Civil Air Patrol. Those are two that a lot of kids are interested in. If you love music and you want to play an instrument or you want to sing, there are myriad opportunities to try music-related extracurriculars. So those are usually available both in your school community and in the wider community. This could be concert band, jazz band, orchestra, hip hop band, solo music. It could be church chorus or choir, community chorus or choir. It could be ensembles. It could be solo music, your own band, right? So I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's available out there. I'll talk about more in the next section. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I hope you are doing fantastic. We're still having a conversation today around the college application success tips, how to choose the best extracurricular activities to stack the odds in your favor. And I was giving you a series of categories before. Let's just continue with the categories. So you have performance arts. So if you love to ham it up, you'll find that there are many outlets both in your school and in your community to get on stage and make an audience laugh and cry. Film production club, puppetry, slam poetry club, could be a choreography comedy club, it could be the high school theater group or the community theater group. If you are into religious affairs, religious activities, for instance, you can usually find these groups in your community. Church groups, Jewish student union, missionary work, youth groups, fellowship of Christian athletes, and so on and so forth. If you want to do role playing and fantasy, this is also is great. A lot of folks never knew, a lot of folks don't know that fantasy can also be an extracurricular. So if you participate in any of those groups, this can show a dedication to many different creative skills. I'm talking about Gamers Club, for example, Dungeons and Dragons Club, Renaissance Fairs, the Civil War reenactors, and so on and so forth. If you are into social activism, for example, you will often find this that some groups may have chapters in your local school or community. If there is a cause that you are passionate about, you want to seek out a local group that supports it. And this could be Amnesty International, it could be Cancer Foundation, it could be the Girls Lane International, it could be Environmental Club, it could be SAD, Student Against Destructive Decisions, it can be the Animal Rights Club, whatever rocks your boat. If I can use this phrase, whatever makes you passionate, go for it. If you have some kind of special interest, you will find also these groups supported by the community. I'm talking here from Boy Scouts to Chess Club to Girl Scouts to Horticulture Club, Model Railroads, Quilt Making, the Future Business Leaders of America, Entrepreneurship Club, and so on and so forth. If you love speech, if you have speech and political interest, you have a knack for recognizing faulty logic and destroying opponents' arguments, you can try one of these clubs. This could be the Debate Club, the Foreign Affairs Club, the Forensic Team, the Model Congress Club, the Model United Nations Speech Club, Teenage Republicans, Teenage Democrats, Young Democrats of America, and so on and so forth. Another category that we found very interesting is sports and recreation. Now, obviously, sports and recreation constitute a major extracurricular that a lot of colleges are looking for, and you already probably know about the sports team at your school, but there are also many opportunities to participate outside of those. Try doing extramural sports, join a club league in your community, or consider coaching a youth team. It could be baseball or basketball, bodybuilding, cheerleading, hockey, lacrosse, martial arts, ping pong, skiing, soccer, swimming, and the list goes on and on and on. Technology. Do you have an interest in technology? Do you have a knack for technology? This is fantastic. So you can actually show your interest in blogging with a personal website, with social media, with a YouTube channel, right? And last but not the least, you can also volunteer. There are myriad ways to make a difference in your local community. You can look for volunteer groups in your school, your church, or elsewhere in your neighborhood. There are many websites, such as Volunteer Match, for example, that can help you find a local community service project that is of interest to you. So you can volunteer at a hospital, at a church, in a high school or middle school. You can do animal rescue. You can mentor. You can be part of the Red Cross Club. You can do tutoring. You can volunteer at the fire department. You can work with a local charity, and you can work with a local soup kitchen. There are so many opportunities available out there. You just have to get out there and find what appeals to you, what resonates with you, and go for it. All right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy that you are still with us today, and that's just fantastic here. I'm enjoying this topic because this is very important to understand how to choose the best extracurricular activities to stock the ads in your favor, especially if you are putting together a great college application. Now, let's talk about how to choose the best extracurricular activities. Step 1, brainstorm extracurricular ideas. You want to get to know what your interests are. You want to also think about how your interests will match what the colleges are looking for. Remember that colleges don't really care about what kind of activities you're doing. Instead, they want to see that what you're doing really, like, you're really passionate about what you're doing and you're really good at it, and it helps you develop yourself or your personality in other areas. So make a list of all your interests, both things that you are already interested in and other areas that intrigue you and you like to learn more about. Step 2, see which extracurriculars match your interest. Right, so once you have a list, we've gone through a non-exhaustive list of all the categories that are available out there. You want to look through the list and see if any of the activities match your interest. Make sure that this is something you're really passionate about, not because it is popular or it is right now in the headlines, but this is something that really deep inside makes you happy. Step 3, research different extracurricular options. You want to research to see if those activities are available at your high school or in your community, right? If there's something you're really, really passionate about that's not already offered, you want to consider starting up a group of your own. Remember, if you haven't found it, chances are other people who are looking for it haven't found it either. So it's better to always start it. And nowadays it's very easy. You can start a group on Facebook, for example, and try to, geo-target the group so that folks in your area, students, other high school students in your area might be able to join. And then you can even have a WhatsApp group later on once you have found a core group of passionates, a core group of aficionados. You can have a WhatsApp group and coalesce all these individuals in a good platform. One thing you want to be sure is that if you're not sure that the interest will stick and you only want to try it out, it's probably best to find a different outlet for your curiosity. Step number 4, join some activities. Once you have brainstormed extracurricular activities, you have found those that match your interest, you have researched the different options, start doing something. You need to start doing activities. How many should you do? Honestly, 2 or 3 is fine. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. For instance, if you're a freshman, I would say try out a bunch of different activities, up to 5 if there are that many you have interested in, and then see what works, right? You want to sample a variety of extracurriculars first. Once you start to get an idea of which activities are going to really help you develop the interest you're really passionate about, you can focus more time to those and drop the others. At the end of the day, it's great to have 2 or 3. Now, step number 5, narrow down your extracurriculars, right? So if you're a sophomore, junior, or senior, you should hopefully already have an idea of the kinds of services you want to focus on. You just want to make a list of the top 5. I would say the top 3 to 5 activities that really interest you. If you have the time to try all 5, go for it, right? This is important. Step 6, You want to increase your impact in a few activities. This is what I said earlier when I was talking about quality trumps quantity. It's not about you trying to spread yourself too thin, right? It's more important to spend significant time in each activity than it is to have a long list of activities. Choose activities that will allow you to make a meaningful impact, either in your own development or in the community. All right. So this is it, folks. I really hope that you enjoyed listening to this conversation as we did preparing for it and as we did delivering it to you. So what did we talk about today? We talked about college application success tips, how to choose the best extracurricular activities to stack the odds in your favor. And we talked about what an extracurricular activity is, extracurricular activities by category. And I talked about everything from academic, arts, cultural and language, community, government, leadership, media, military, music, performance arts, religious, role-playing and fantasy, social activism, special interest, speech and political interest, sports and recreation, technology, volunteer. And I also talked about how to choose the best extracurricular activities. Step 1, brainstorm extracurricular ideas. Step 2, see which extracurriculars match your interest. Step 3, research different extracurricular options. Step 4, join some activities. Step number 5, narrow down your extracurriculars. Step number 6, increase your impact in a few activities. Thank you so much for listening. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.